episode 5 of Pixel Perfect Gaming. I'm Chris.
And I'm Pat. We got a multitude of topics for you guys here today. Hope you enjoy them. Let's hop right into it. Chris, we're starting off with the Final Fantasy X playthrough that we're doing together, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it was on episode 2. I think it was our top 5 games. Yeah, I think it was our top 5 games episode that we talked about Final Fantasy X, the remastered version. So we had kind of joked about playing it together, and then we ended up doing it since you bought it. So we've been playing through that a little bit. I think we're, maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours in, something like that at the moment.
Yeah, we're at like the second temple. I think you might be a smidge ahead of me. I think you finished the temple, and I'm just right outside of it about to start it.
Yeah, I think that's about right because you ended up getting stuck. I can't remember where you got stuck. You redid a tutorial for the sphere grid. That's
yes. What you did. Oh my god, it was so painful. I might as well just restart the whole game at that point. I'd have caught back up quicker. About said quicker.
Than sitting through that again. Yeah, so we're pretty close to each other. We're only playing it when we're kind of playing together, so we're keeping up with pace. Now, I've already finished the remaster version before, but you haven't. I mean, so what do you think about it so far compared to the original?
I mean, to me so far, it's basically like the same. I don't really notice any difference. I mean, a couple of things look a little crisper than they did before, but it's still not great crispness, but like it's better. But
yeah, I think it's an improvement. And like I mentioned to you, it's kind of hard to, because you're basing it off of memory, really how much better it is. So when I first got the remastered, I played it side by side against the PS2 original one, and the difference is pretty good. Like, it's a pretty big improvement. But yeah, you're not going to see any new content until much later, more in-game stuff, and the voice acting is still the same, unfortunately. But they do have the new music in it, so you could pick between the original or the new arranged music, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm kind of glad that the voice acting is still the same, because it brings for some good laughs, some good ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty funny. So that's what we've been doing. I mean, not much else to really talk about for that until we get to more of the in-game content much later down the road with Yojimbo and all the Dark Aeons and things of that nature. So
I'm just excited for whenever the challenge really starts to kick in and you have to actually start being like tactical in your combat and who you're switching out, and that's where I'm going to really start having fun with it, whenever you have to start actually thinking.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see a gap between our playtime when we get to the first Seymour. Like, I wonder if that's going to put a big gap between us.
He is always the bane of my existence. It doesn't matter how hard I grind before I fight him or anything like that. I always get wrecked by him. So unless you get super sidetracked by side things,
which I will. I mean, I'm going to end up in the Thunder Plane. What we had joked about this when we were playing is you're going to be moving on to another section. I'm going to be in the Thunder Plains dodging lightning bolts for an hour.
Well, I mean, we already had where I'm running and I'm running somewhere, and you're like, "Ooh, chest over here. Got to go off to this area, get this chest. Got to get this piece." And I'm just like, "I'm moving forward.
Yeah,
we got story to get through."
Yeah, that's funny. All right, so next topic, which is probably one of the bigger ones because we'd spent a lot of time talking about it last week with Alex, is Resident Evil 2, which I don't think you ended up getting, correct?
I did not. And just real quick, I just want to touch on something quick. Thanks for coming, Alex. And you're a long-time listener, I know, and you're probably going to be listening to this. Thanks for being on the show, by the way. We got a lot of good feedback with you, so thanks again, buddy. But yeah, I haven't purchased it. So what do you think? Is it living up to the hype? Is it overshooting what you thought it would be from the demo? Is it undershooting?
So for starters, so first thing, I do have a shout out too. So shout out to Mike because he posted that link in the general section on our Discord. Saved me like $25 on that game.
Ooh, so that's right, he did.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe so there was a discount on there, and I hadn't bought it yet. I was like, oh, now's the perfect time. So it ended up being $49 instead of $69 or so. So yeah, that was awesome. So shout out for that. I had already watched the first 14 minutes of the game. I watched a video on it earlier in the week, so I knew what was happening in the first 14 minutes, and then the demo picks up immediately after that first little section of the game. So between the first section of the game and the demo, it ends up being about 40 minutes of gameplay, which I finished in about 10 because I rushed through all of it. Now,
All right.
so I rushed through all that content, and then I did a little like exercise stuff, and I was just kind of exploring. And then I've watched enough. I had watched a gameplay to know that there's a section where Mr. X the Tyrant shows up, and it has to do with a helicopter landing into the building, and then he like lifts it up and steps through. And I was playing. This was I think Friday morning. It was probably like 6:30 in the morning. I was playing before work, and I was walking down a hallway, and I heard the helicopter crash into the building. And I immediately was like, oh no, I'm already there. Like, oh no, I don't want to deal with this shit right now. So I rounded the corner. I saw the helicopter, and I was like, I'm going to go save the game, and I'm going to quit. I don't want to deal with this. and then I just went and played Diablo.
This stressed.
Yeah, I was so stressed. And then I spent the last 2 days just being anxious, thinking about playing Resident Evil, but knowing I was going to have to deal with that guy because he's not killable. I mean, I had talked a little bit in the Discord about player disempowerment, and he is player disempowerment in this game, where you already know how to deal with the zombies. You're doing just fine, dealing with that kind of stuff. But then you've got him that shows up, and he chases you throughout the station, and now all of a sudden normal zombies are a threat again because you're worried about him coming up behind you and trying to beat the crap out of you. So I did not want to deal with him. So I ended up playing it today. And I'm not going to throw a lot of spoilers out there, but I ended up playing it today. And my anxiety was through the roof when I started, but he didn't even show up. So I was anxious for 2 days over it, and it didn't even happen anyway.
Over nothing.
Over nothing, yeah. Which I feel like it's a story of life where we tell ourselves these things, we're very anxious about things, and then nothing happens from it.
So how now one of your things that you kind of put in the cons column was the like gunplay, so to say.
Yeah, well, not so much the gunplay as the audio
the sounds,
from the gunplay. Yeah, so I ended up getting 2 guns like as a download in my stash when I bought the game. Apparently I got the deluxe edition or something. I don't remember doing that, but whatever. So I had 3 different handguns. I had the one that you start with, and then 2 in my stash that I could switch out. So immediately I switched out. I think it was Chris Redfield's like 9mm. I wanted to use that instead. So I switched that out, used it. They sound all roughly the same, but they do feel better than the demo, I think. Like, I think they do have a little bit of a better sound audio on them than the demo did.
A little more punch.
Yeah, the only thing that really frustrated me, so the one you start with, I think holds 12 rounds. Chris Redfield's pistol holds 15. So in my mind, I'm like, boom, upgrade, let's go. Within like 10 minutes or something like that, I found a clip that upgraded the standard pistol from 12 rounds to 24. And you can't take bullets out of a gun. So now I'm running around with 2 guns in my inventory, 1 loaded, and I'm just kind of waiting for the opportunity to shoot zombies with it, but I don't want to waste bullets recklessly. But it's taking up inventory space. So now I'm trying to micromanage everything with 2 pistols in my inventory. I'm like, this is stupid. What did I do?
Mistakes were made. Thanks for giving me the heads up on that one, so I don't make that same mistake if I purchase.
Yeah, my advice is stick with the standard pistol. Don't put the R1s in your inventory and then run around like an idiot like I did. Or accidentally using the secondary pistol, and I'm like, I just need to get it down to 0 shots, and you would take those 3 shots and instinctively reload, and you immediately go, damn it, I did it again.
What was the third pistol?
I can't remember what the other person's was. It might be, I want to say Claire's, but I don't think it was. I can't recall whose it was, though.
I'm a little disappointed, but okay.
So, I mean, the game looks really good. I'm kind of overwhelmed by the amount of options in the graphics menu. There's apparently a bug in the game where it doesn't recognize my GPU RAM. So when I go into graphics, it basically is like, hey, it's red because it says you have no graphics RAM for my computer. And I'm like, that's definitely not true. And so I'm tweaking graphics, and it's like, this is going to use 10 gigs of your virtual RAM of the 0 RAM that you have. And I'm like, I hope this isn't a problem. I don't know what's going to happen here.
I hope something is wrong with this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so far it's been great, and the frame rates are great, and I have everything set to high, and it's running really smoothly. So I'm happy with it.
Good. Glad you're enjoying your purchase. Glad it's living up to that hype for you, because I know you were
I was
excited
frustrated
for it.
today when I played it because I got to fight Lickers for the first time, and I mean they're blind creatures, so it's kind of nerve wracking to walk around them and try and be quiet. And so I'm standing in a hallway, and one's on the wall. He's just hanging out on the wall, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stand here because he's moving around. I'm like, I'm just gonna stand here. He'll figure it out. He'll crawl past me or something. And he decides, you know what? I want to be on the floor. I'm gonna get on the floor. So he gets on the floor in a narrow hallway and starts walking towards me. I'm like, cool. What are my options here? Um, and so he's like about to step right on top of me, and then he does, and then we get into a fight. He almost kills me. I'm like, this is crap. Why? Why are you doing this?
Just imagine your character standing in place and you just staring at your computer screen, like one bead of sweat rolling down.
Oh, the worst part was, I ran into him and he's on the ceiling, and I'm like, I'm just going to go into this room. So I go into this room and I'm running around in the room because apparently they can't hear into other rooms. So he's not coming in after me. And then I leave that room because there's nothing else in there, and he's not on the ceiling anymore. I can't find him. So now I'm stressed beyond belief. Like, can I run now? Should I be walking? What do I do here?
I like that. Oh man.
Yeah. So it's got some stress.
And the more we talk about it, the more tempted I am to nab it up. I
Use
was
that
gonna wait
discount
for
code.
it. Yeah, I was gonna wait for it to go on sale eventually, but I mean, if that discount code's gonna give me like $20 off, then like why not?
Now the thing to consider, the only thing to consider too is, so it's not a very lengthy game. You're talking maybe 12 hours between both characters. Leon's playthrough is probably like 6 hours. I think Claire's is probably 3, maybe 4. So it's not a very lengthy game. That's pretty much what it was when the original came out. So you kind of have to weigh that against the cost of it as well.
Mm. Oh, something that we had kind of touched on whenever we originally talked about it was how there wasn't like a difficulty setting for the demo. Is there for the full game?
Yes. So there was a standard, I believe there was like a hardcore and maybe an easy mode, if I remember correctly. So there are difficulty settings in there. Yeah.
Is there any other like modes or anything that weren't in the original as well?
I think there's going to be there's a couple unlockable things that I've seen, but I haven't really read up on that too much. You remember we talked a little bit about the like super zombie kind of phenomenon thing in the previous episode. I haven't seen any of those so far. Like I haven't had any zombies that I've downed and would just continually get back up. I haven't seen that like I did in the demo.
Interesting. So maybe the demo definitely did have a rubber band kind of thing going on with it.
Yeah, maybe so, because it just hasn't been something I've seen.
Interesting. Well, next up, what do we got?
Kingdom Hearts 3. So before we talk about this one, I do need to correct something I said last week. So with Alex on the show, I mentioned, how do you find time to play Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 when they're both coming out on the same day? And I was partially correct. I mean, technically Kingdom Hearts 3 did come out on Friday, but only in Japan. So we don't have it yet. So there's that.
Just play the Japanese version.
Yeah, it doesn't release until the 29th here in the US, although there's already been like, I think, early release copies or something on the street already, which people are upset about, but it is what it is.
So Tuesday.
Is that Tuesday? Oh, yeah, I guess the 29th is Tuesday,
yeah.
isn't it? Oh, wow. I guess I'm probably not, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I've read some of the reviews, and I mean, they're pretty good, but they're not phenomenal. I really want the game to be like the greatest of all time kind of game, and it doesn't look like it really fits that. So I don't know.
I feel like that's on you though. Like I told you, man, you got to keep your expectations low. You're gonna hype it up too much, and it's not gonna live up to your hype. But that doesn't mean that it's bad.
I think the world hyped it up. It's not just me. I think 13 years of waiting hyped it up.
Well,
I mean, there's some good scores out there, but I don't know. I've also seen some reviews of, some of the worlds feel kind of empty, and there's no addition. There's a lot of worlds that weren't in the original ones that were in the original ones that aren't in this one.
I'm just gonna wait for the video game donkey review of it.
Yeah, are you a fan of that guy?
I love Donkey, man. He's so funny. Oh.
Kotaku did release a video saying that they think it's the first game that's unreviewable, which
Really?
I don't know.
What
I
does
mean,
that
I
even
tried
mean?
to. I don't know. I tried to watch the video and make sense of it, but I turned it off. I couldn't. I didn't want to sit through it.
It doesn't even make sense. Unreviewable. So it's perfect.
No, I don't know. I don't know. If you're interested, the video's out there. You can watch it. Maybe make more sense of it. Maybe sit through the whole video and then you'll have an idea. Unlike me.
You're pushing it.
So I mean, the combat looks good and looks fun. The story looks convoluted as ever, and I don't know if I want to deal with it. I don't know. It's a struggle
Hmm.
for me right now. I'm on the fence. I kind of want it, but I kind of don't.
Let's see. Yep. Kotaku, the unreviewable video game.
Yeah, I think it was like a 10-minute video or something like that. Although I think it's the same reviewer that did the Dragon Quest 11 review for Kotaku, and that review is amazing. I highly recommend watching that if you haven't.
For which one? Sorry.
Dragon Quest 11 for Kotaku. Their review for that, like the guy that does that review, it's such a good review. I mean, I wasn't even Dragon Quest 11 wasn't even on my radar as a game. I didn't know what it was. I'd never played any Dragon Quest games. I stumbled across it on YouTube, watched the review, loved the review so much I bought the game.
Really?
Yeah, and then Dragon Quest 11 ended up being my game of the year for 2018. So there's that.
Hmm. Hmm. I will. I'll look into that. If you recommend something to me, I usually look into it fully.
I mean, if you like, it's very JRPG. I mean, it's very JRPG, and it's pretty lengthy. I think I had like 80 hours into it or something like that by the time I finally put it down. But it was well worth the time. I really enjoyed it.
Echoes of an elusive age. Ooh.
Yeah, watch that Kotaku review after this, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm so about it."
What is that? It looks like what was it? Android 16 or Android 17?
No,
It looks exactly like.
come on. It's a JRPG. They just copy paste some character models. That's all.
That's spot on. Nah, it's him. If you tell me it's him, I'm more
As
likely
a
to play
child, yeah. Okay, yeah. Goku's in there.
it.
You got
For
you got all
real?
them characters. You got Piccolo up. Actually, Piccolo kind of is in that game. Now that I think about it, there is a character that looks exactly like a Namek.
That girl shooting a spirit gun. We got Yusuke Urameshi in here. Wow.
Very Japanese. Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
Just an anime
So, I
video
mean, I
game.
don't know. I don't know what I'm. Are you gonna get Kingdom Hearts 3?
Look, I mean,
The
no.
Gummy Ship is back, and apparently it's fun, which is
Yeah.
not something I've ever heard with Kingdom Hearts games.
Well, neither have I, because if you remember, I haven't played the first one or the second one.
Oh, that's right. You've never played them at all.
Yeah, so my interest level. Ugh.
Yeah, I would say now it's not a good time to start then.
Yeah, well,
So
I don't know. You play it, you stream it. I'll watch you play it.
I am not going to stream it, and I don't even know that I will play it. Maybe I'll let someone else play it, and then they can do the legwork of trying to convince me to buy it. I don't know.
Oh.
I'll find somebody that will pay for it, and then
Such a tough customer.
yeah. I've waited 13 years and I don't know. I don't want it. I'm just glad it's over, so maybe they can dedicate more resources to Final Fantasy VII.
I will definitely get that. Final Fantasy VII, faux show.
I might not. We'll see what happens when it
I'm
comes
sorry,
out.
what? Say again?
We'll see what happens. I don't know. The gameplay I've seen so far looks neat, but what if they butcher the materia system and the whole thing is I don't know. What if all my childhood memories are dashed and completely ruined? And I don't know.
Look, it can't be as bad as Final Fantasy VIII's draw system. Okay, I mean, as much as I love that game, it is my favorite one. The draw's weird.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I had to think for a second what you meant, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of that system. But I mean, the materia system is probably one of my favorite systems they've ever created in a Final Fantasy game. So if they mess that up, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. I don't even mind that it's going to be like live action, Kingdom Hearts style combat. That doesn't bother me at all. But if, they take that materia stuff away, nope. If I can't forever cycle together Knights of the Round Table and then just walk away for 30 minutes while it kills Ruby Weapon, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no,
What do you
Chris.
mean I can't passively crush this boss? Be over here eating soup while it's doing its thing.
I love how out of all the food you could have picked soup.
I've been eating a lot of soup. It's cold out, so soup.
You over your potato phase?
Oh, that was it. Wasn't. I mean, I wasn't. How do I explain this?
It wasn't a phase. You just cooked up potatoes anytime you talked to me on purpose.
Well, okay, so yeah, it became a bit of a fun thing to kind of annoy the crap out of you about. So no, now let's go back. This has nothing to do with video games. So this is more of a, I read Penn Jillette's book. I can't remember what it's called now though, but it was about him losing 100 plus pounds using a potato fasting diet. And I read his book, and it wasn't him just eating potatoes all the time. The whole point of the potatoes was to basically cleanse your palate from sugary, fatty foods so that you can kind of reintroduce foods that you should be eating. So that's why I was eating potatoes, was to stop eating all the kind of crap that I was eating initially. It just became so much fun to eat potatoes while talking to you on Twitch chat and stuff, because you would always be like, are you eating a potato right now? Is that a potato that you're eating?
I swore that you lived off of potatoes. Like, there's nothing you can say that will convince me otherwise.
I mean, I was eating a couple potatoes a day minimum typically. I think I was eating like 3 or 4 potatoes a day.
There were times you'd eat like 3 or 4 whenever we were playing games. You'd be like, hang on, I gotta go get another potato. And then I hear you unwrapping the foil from it.
Which, looking back, that is not advisable. Do not do that. You're not supposed to cook potatoes and wrap them in foil and then open them later. That's a big no-no, because it can have botulism. So, lesson learned. Not because I got botulism, but because I'm just saying.
You totally made it sound like you got it.
Yeah, I
know. Just stumbled upon this piece of information later down the line.
I did, yes. I stumbled across it, and I was like, wow, I did that for like weeks, and I didn't see any problem with it. So, close call. Look at me.
Oh, so proud of you. Not
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's like a pride moment.
That's pride, man.
So when I'm 60, I'm gonna look back and be like, yeah, these one times I was eating potatoes out of aluminum foil. I didn't get botulism. Potatoes, yeah.
You need to go do some more Peter Pipers.
No, I was trying to drink hot chocolate and talk at the same time. It's a struggle over here. It's a struggle.
So difficult. All right, moving on. After Kingdom Hearts 3 talk, Diablo Trace. How do you like it?
So I'm frustrated because I wasn't going to play it, and I've had no problem not playing it. I don't know why I decided to play it. I mean, I talked to you, and
I nagged
whatever reason, I thought, what, I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to play it a little bit, and I'll probably decide not to play it after like an hour or so, and then I have to issue an apology on our Discord because I hadn't edited any of the last episode, and it's fucking Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday morning, and I'm sitting there like, I've done zero editing because every free moment I've had, I have played Diablo 3 instead of doing anything.
Yeah, and I'm getting harassed. Where is it? Where's the podcast? My lunch break is coming up. I need it.
I need it right now. And I'm sitting there like, I'll edit some of my lunch break. And, in that evening, I was finishing it up, and I really just wanted to play Diablo. But I was like, I just need to suck it up, get this done, and then I can play more Diablo.
Yeah, like Andy's texted me, and I think our friendship might be dented that he didn't get podcast by like 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. He was sending me text messages, but like one word at a time to try to emphasize how
his
upset
frustration
he was. Yes.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I'm glad to hear that, in the sense of, people want to hear it that badly.
Don't encourage him. He's a piece of shit. He's going to hear this, and I know he's just going to go what and throw his arms up as soon as he hears that, and that's what I want.
He has his arms up actually while you're saying that, and then he notices his arms up, and he's now putting them down like, oh, he caught me.
He's just going to text me and just be like, that's rude. Please don't ever mention me again in your podcast.
Yeah. So it was fun. Well, it was. It's still fun. I mean, I'm still playing it. I'm a little bit more into climbing the greater Rift ladder this time than I ever have been, because typically I'm like, it's a waste of time. I don't want to do it. But this build is fun, so I'm just like, let's just keep going. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I'm glad. I like that you've kind of transitioned to liking to push greater rifts, because before you were just, I want to do nothing but speed farm T13 Neffys and just get better gear so I can speed farm them faster, but never actually like push the limits of my gear. It's not what I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really like, why? So I'm glad that you're into that now, because when we group up, man, I used to get so bored just running T13s over and over in like 2 minutes flat for 3 hours. I like that we can group now and try to challenge ourselves. I like the challenge.
Well, I think a big part of it too is this build is not speed oriented, so I can't move particularly fast. I only have one teleport and it's on cooldown, so it's more of a let's just destroy everything near us. So I can't dash around and move ridiculously fast like a lot of the other builds that I typically play. So I think that plays into it. But I don't know. It's just more fun to try and push the limits of it a little bit. And I've augmented my gear, which I typically don't do at all. I never really waste time with that, but I've spent a considerable amount of time already doing that.
Yeah, so what's the name of your build again? Talrasha something or other? Star
It's
Pack?
Talrasha. Well, there is Star Pack, but I'm doing just Meteor Storm. So I haven't done the individual Star Pack one yet.
I hear Star Pack can be kind of like difficult. You have to time things just right. I don't know
Well, I
how
mean, you only get
true
one
that
meteor
is.
to drop on everything around you, so yeah. I mean, you kind of have to bundle up you kind of have to go search for all the enemies, like the elites, and then bundle them together, and then drop it on them. Be like, boom, you're dead. Hopefully, if they don't die, it's like whale shit.
Is that the one where you have to like kite an elite around like the whole time, keeping it burning to keep buffs up? Or is that the like
Maybe.
Firebird
I
one?
don't think so. I think that might be the Firebird one, which is really annoying. I'm not doing that crap. I mean,
Yeah, that doesn't sound
this
fun at
one's
all.
really easy. You have to keep a stack of 4 up, but it's very simple to do. So I basically just teleport into something, drop some meteors, get some distance away, and shoot a ray at it, and the meteors fall on it and kill it. I'm like, perfect. Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize my durability until we were playing the 4 of us the other night, and everybody was dying around me, and I'm just running through like, this is fine.
Well, part of the reason I'm dying so much is because you're dropping so much shit everywhere. I can't see stuff on the ground. I have moments of like, oh, I shouldn't stand in this, and I dash away. Would have been totally fine. And then other moments like, I'm good here. This is his meteor that's about to come crashing down on me. No worries. Nope. Bullshit. I'm dead.
Dead. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any problem locating. I mean, it's probably because that's all I see is my meteors. But
Yeah, and you know where you're dropping it. You're not dropping it on
no, I
yourself.
have no idea where I'm dropping anything. I just wildly swing around the mouse and press buttons and hope for the best.
It's kind of what I do.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Well, I think part of the push too was I got the gear for the set very, very quickly. Normally, it would take me like a day or two to actually get fully geared up, but I think it was within like an hour or two of playing with you and Isaac that I was already ready to do the full build. I had everything I needed. And then I think within 2 days, I had most of my gear as ancient gear already. And I was like, damn, so I need to do something with this.
Nice. I'm still being haunted by that Yang's recurve. Like, I have one, and it's not bad, but it's not ancient. I haven't even found like a crappy ancient one. And I've been
Really?
like reforging in the cube and everything, upgrading rares, nothing, man. It's elusive. I can't get it, and it makes me so mad.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm spending most of my time. I was spending a lot of time doing the gym leveling for the ancient augments, but now I'm out of materials. So then I was doing Nephilims, and then I got bored of Nephilims. So now I'm just doing goblin farming just to see what I would like to get the cosmic wings and maybe some new pets and things like that. So
Oh, the cosmic wings would be so cool. I was
which
trying
we
for those for a while too.
right before we started this episode, we really felt like we had gotten it. So I had just gotten hot chocolate. We were like, okay, we're gonna start here in a few minutes. And Pat was in Diablo, and I jumped in. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna run Pandemonium level 1 real quick, see if there's any goblin. Very first one, what was it, like 5 seconds into it or something? I was like, there's a whimsy goblin, and you're like, what? Let me join. And then we ended up doing that. We didn't get the cosmic wings, but we got to do that. And then we found the other goblin, which Pat learned that level 1 and level 2 have a second guaranteed goblin if one shows up. So he's a little upset about that.
I
But
wish you would have never told me, because I thought it was only level 2 where you get a guaranteed second one if you get one. And so the amount of goblins that I now know that I've missed out on, it hurts my soul. I would have just rather never known, man. Been ignorant to it. Ignorance is bliss. I would have rather stayed that way.
And then we had to basically force quit the game because it's like we need to do the podcast, because if we're going to get stuck in this and then hours are going to go by and we're going to be like, oh shit, we were going to do that podcast but we forgot.
Oh yeah, we were seconds from falling into the Diablo hole for sure.
Yeah, all it took was one more teleport to be like, well, let me check out the Weeping Hollow real quick, and then down spiral from there.
Yep. And I was just finishing up, like putting together the RGK Impale build, and I'd have been like, all right, let's run a grift quick and get me to the RGK. Let's see if I can kill it fast, and would have been never ending.
That was a good one. Let's do another one. Let's see if we can go to 98, 100.
There are a couple tweaks I can do. Let's try it again. Oh Lord,
sounds about right.
I'm doing the Unhallowed Essence multi-shot build and as my primary, and it does a lot of damage, but I am so squishy. There's points where I die and nothing's around and the game doesn't even say what kills me. It just says you were slain. So I'm convinced that whatever that thing is does so little damage, they didn't expect it to ever kill anybody. So it's not named.
They didn't even give it a name. They're like, there's it's there, but no one needs to worry about it. That's funny. Yeah, I didn't realize your durability was so bad. You said it was like 45 million or something like that typically.
I don't know off the top of my head. I did get a couple upgrades though, and one of my pieces I messed up. Okay, I got overexcited. I got this nice, I think it was my gloves, nice gloves drop, and I was like, "Oh, fantastic! Like it's such a huge upgrade. I just got to roll one thing, and they'll be perfect." And I accidentally rolled off the vitality, like instead of I think the life per hit, and I was like, "No!" So that was a big bummer. But I finally replaced those with like an equal set where it has the vitality this time, and a couple other pieces have upped my toughness a little bit too, so I'm not like as bad. And now I'm taking the cheat death passive too, so my issue before was as soon as something would appear on the ground, I was dead. I didn't get the chance to dodge out of the way. Now with the cheat death, once a minute I get the chance to dodge out of the way.
No, you just need to not get hit so frequently. Yeah, look, I mean, really, when we do the forest, we just need somebody at the front line that can take the damage, and then the rest of us just hang out in the back and kill everything.
Yeah, I think if we had like a support monk to just gather everything and keep it right there.
Yeah, that's probably what, I think that would be the good one. Then we could push the 100s probably, honestly, which would be fun.
Oh, I would love to do that.
I think I mean, you had the one friend that was working on the monk the other day.
Cody, yeah.
Houdini just hopped up on my desk. So I think if we get that done and then have a full group, I think we could push the mid 90s and then see how it goes from there.
Yeah, and I mean, if I can get the Impale build working, like I have all the pieces, I just have to upgrade some of them, kind of min max it a little bit now. But we have like you on trash, me for RGK. I don't know if we need 2 supports until we like really start pushing the higher levels. So Pegs can stay on his Witch Doctor, which still does a lot of good damage and is super durable.
Yeah, so I think we'd be in pretty good shape. So that's something we'll have to work on.
Yeah, I hope that's in the near future. I have a lot of fun doing that. I built a support monk before and then was just joining random groups trying to do meta pushes, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's satisfying to me to, like, that timer's counting down. You got like 10 seconds left, and we're all just like, yeah, kill the Guardian! And you get it, and it's,
we did it!
It feels so good.
We can finally do stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, for right now, I think I'm just going to farm goblins until I see a need to go back to leveling up gems to augment some more gear, basically. Because there's not much, I mean, apart from primals, there's not too many pieces I have left that I can actually get an upgrade for right now.
Have you gotten any useful primals?
No. I've only gotten 2, which was the one that I got when I was 70, and then I got a Volcathos wedding band, I think, the other day, but that's it. What about you?
No, I'm going to say semi-useful. I've gotten 1. But then I've gotten 3 useless ones. My semi-useful one, it's Lacuni Prowlers, which my build doesn't technically use, but they were better than the other bracers I had, so I put them on anyways. Like, I'm gonna make it work. I want a primal to be using. So, but no, everything else has been total garbage. Pegs is rolling in him. Yeah, he I think he's only using one piece, maybe two, but I'm pretty sure he's only using one. But he's gotten, I think, like 7 primals this season already. It's only been a week.
Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the likelihood of getting a useful primal is just so unlikely. It's so rare.
Yeah, it's super low. I think I've only ever had 2 useful primals out of all the seasons that I've played. One was on my Condemned Crusader. I got it for the shield, and then the other one was on my Monk. I got the boots. I can't remember the name of the boots for the Wave of Light Monk, but them being primal means nothing. Like, it really isn't, like, there's no passive bonus that it does with the percent range that it helps you on. It's just you get a second Mystic Ally, and then, you know, it's not like you put crit or anything on them. It's just move speed, dex, vitality.
Yeah.
So it's still cool to get one, but kind of bummer that it was that one.
So really the last topic for this episode, because we're going to keep it a little bit shorter on this one, nothing too exciting going on. Plus, you know, we did like a nearly 2-hour episode last week, which is kind of killer. But we were going to talk, this is actually our last episode for January, so we figured we would touch on the game releases for February and kind of what's upcoming and what's interesting and what we are looking forward to. So is there anything on the list that you saw, Pat, that you're looking forward to for next month?
It kind of comes down to, if I had to pick one, which one would I pick? And as big of a Walking Dead fan as I am, it's not the Walking Dead that comes out on February 6th. Like, I bought the original Walking Dead game that came out a few years ago, probably like at least 5 years ago at this point, probably. Pretty disappointed in it. I like pre-ordered it. I still have the little Daryl ear keychain thing. So, but not that, because I just don't. If it's not a Telltale Walking Dead game, I have very low expectations for it. But if I had to pick one that I'm interested in and want to see how it does, then it would definitely be Anthem, just because it's supposed to be the Destiny killer, and I was such a big Destiny guy. So that's the only one that I'm really interested in seeing how it does.
I didn't even notice the Telltale, or not the Telltale, but the Walking Dead was coming out next month. None of the lists that I saw had it on there.
This one that I'm looking at has it on.
Yeah,
February 6th.
Yeah, the one I have doesn't have it on there, which is interesting. So, okay. Yeah, I like the Telltale ones. I like the season 1 and I like season 1, honestly, of the Walking. I didn't like season 2, and I never played anything beyond that, so.
Oh, man. Season 3, in my opinion, so like season 1 is definitely the best one. I don't know if that's just because it's the first one, or if it is because the story is just that good. I mean, the whole being Lee and watching after Clem, you really build that like fatherly relationship with her, you know? Like, I'm like, that's my Clem. Don't touch my Clem. But second season, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But third season, some people I talked to, it got like gave it flack. I actually really enjoyed the third season.
Yeah, I didn't like the second season very much, and I kind of thought it was over to me. So I was like, I'm not going to pay any money to play it any more beyond that, unfortunately.
I would say I like first season the best, then third season, then second season. So like if third season ever goes on sale, I would recommend you pick it up.
I might. I mean, we'll see. I haven't played one in years at this point, so I'm not sure. I mean, out the list for next month, I see Crackdown 3, which people have been waiting for a long time. That comes to PC. I didn't like Crackdown 2, so it's very unlikely I'm going to pick that up. Far Cry New Dawn, which I think takes place in the same atmosphere or world as the previous Far Cry. It's just, later in the future or something like that. So I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Far Cry games, so I kind of doubt that I'll play that. Let's see what else. Anthem is a big question mark as to whether that's going to be worth it. And then Metro Exodus is a big question mark as to whether I may play that or not. The only thing that's on there that kind of strikes my fancy at the moment is there's a Nier Automata Game of the Year edition coming out at the end of the month.
Yeah, what about that Lego Movie 2 video game, though?
I don't play any Lego games, period.
Me either. I don't either. But I do hear that they're actually good.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of interested in God Eater, which I think is a big Monster Hunter type game. I don't really know how I feel about those kinds of games, but I was going to play the demo. I downloaded it, but it was only out for like 3 days and I never got around to it. So I watched a video on it, and apparently it's just ugly and not a good game from what I've seen. So that's a waste. And then Dead or Alive 6 comes out, but I don't really play fighting games like I used to. So that's probably not worth $60 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I used to play a lot of fighting games, but I never really got into Dead or Alive.
Yeah, I mean, February is just kind of riddled with question marks. I'm looking forward more to March than I am February
Devil
right
May
now
Cry!
from a game release. Well, Devil May Cry, The Division, Sekiro, I'm probably going to get, and then the Arden DLC for Final Fantasy 15 comes out March 2.
Really, The Division?
The Division 2, yeah.
I mean, the first one, like, didn't the first one flop hard?
It flopped hard initially, and then they cleaned it all up, and it got a lot better. It took a long time though, so the Division 2 looks a lot better. The problem with the Division and probably the Division 2 is instead of having like organic difficulty spikes and things like that, they do the typical bullet sponge type of enemies, which I can't stand that stuff. So that may deter me a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, I was really interested in the first one, but I waited on it, and then I heard all the negative reviews when it was first released, and then I just kind of stopped caring about it. Maybe I'll look into the second one if it piques my interest.
It's not one I'm going to buy
day
of release. It's going to be more of a, let's look at the reviews and see what we got and whether it's worthwhile. But honestly, after March, the next couple months of game releases just look pitiful.
Oh, let me scroll through those here. Even Mortal Kombat? I mean, I know you just said you don't play fighting games as much anymore, but it's still Mortal Kombat.
I'm more interested to see what Days Gone is going to look like for that one, and Final Fantasy 12 on Switch is a maybe, which I probably shouldn't buy, but I might. I don't know. Maybe Final Fantasy 10, remaster on Switch. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But then May, you've got like 2 games. June, you have like 1. August has 1, and then there's a ton of to be announced basically at some point throughout this year. Yeah,
like Gears 5.
Oh yeah, they haven't done that one yet, have they? What else is Sword Art Online is a question mark. Gears 5, Guilty Gear stuff, Skull and Bones. I really want Sword Art Online to be a really, really good game, but I don't think it's gonna be.
It won't be. Like, let's just be honest here. Ooh, Psychonauts 2? What?
Oh, Code Vein comes out sometime this year, and Code Vein looks pretty good. It's like a I don't even know, like a Japanese action game. It feels like Devil May Cry, but with Dark Souls or Neo kind of. So that looks kind of neat.
That's great. That's great and all. But did you hear me say Psychonauts 2?
Yeah, I ignored it because I'm not playing that.
What? Did you play the first one?
No, I never did. I don't think I ever will either.
Ah, man. They're good. Well, it's good. I don't know how the second one is, but...
let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Yeah, but they got Digimon Survive coming out. I mean, come on. Digimon's still a thing? Let's do this.
God, no.
What do you mean, God, no? I remember when there was Digimon and... What was the other one? Like Monster Hunter or something?
Digimon, whenever the first like Digimon video game I played was a weird experience for me as a child. Okay, because it was my mother and my father let's play video games. My dad was more of a like single player video game kind of guy, and my mother used to play a lot of video games online, like Unreal Tournament and stuff. And she had these friends that she made online and had been playing with for a long time, and they were moving from wherever they were from to somewhere else, and they had to like go through our state during their travels. So they made like a pit stop at our place, and they finally met each other, and they brought their kids with them. And their one kid, he just wanted to play the Digimon game that he brought with him so bad, and he's showing it to me, and like his favorite part was running around, and the Digimon that he had out that's following him kept getting like a little poo emoji above its head that it had to go to the bathroom.
What?
And he's just yelling about, it has to poop! It has to poop! And he's just running around trying to find somewhere for it. And I'm just sitting there like, this is awkward. I don't I want nothing to do with this right now. Mom, can your friends please leave?
That's ridiculous. Okay, so the game I was thinking about was Monster Rancher. That was the game. Are you familiar with Monster Rancher? Do you remember that when you were a kid?
It doesn't ring a bell. Let me hit that Googs.
I played Monster Rancher 2. I specifically remember it because you like train these monsters and battle them in arenas and stuff. And I remember really being into it. The like weird yellow Cyclops monsters, like the main guy. Weird stuff.
None of like the game footage looks familiar. But I'm seeing like pictures of the anime and it kind of looks familiar.
They had an anime? I need to look into that.
Yeah, they have an anime. Like some big eyeball with a tail, big yellow sperm.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think I did watch some of the anime actually. Now that I look over some of the images for it.
Yeah, it's not ringing any bells for me.
I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna get on that Crunchyroll. I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna rewatch me some Monster Rancher anime.
You're gonna get 4 episodes in and quit.
How dare you? I'm gonna finish all. How many episodes are there? Hold on. I'm gonna take a look and see how many episodes there are. Oh, there's at least 3 seasons. Okay, hold on now. Hold on now.
Yeah.
73 episodes.
You might not even start it now.
Yikes. Came out in 99, ended in 2001. Oh man, is this on Crunchyroll? Hold on.
Oh man, is this where furries came to be from? Because I'm looking at like a still
stop
here.
it. Stop it.
I'm serious, man. I'm serious. All right, I will send you this picture.
All right, do it. Post it in the thing.
No. I don't want other people to see me posting this. I think I'm getting the wrong idea.
I don't think Crunchyroll actually has the. I don't think they actually have the episodes.
Yeah, you see that? See that picture?
Where's that? Where'd you send it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. What about which one are you talking about? The female? Is that what you're worried about? The 2 women? The 3 women?
Look at that, and tell me this may not have sparked some kids in their young adolescence to be like, oh shit, I think I want to dress up as an animal.
I'm not getting involved in that conversation. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, I'm giving Monster Rancher, I'm gonna say that they did it.
I'm gonna say if you're listening and you've seen Monster Rancher and it got you involved in furries, then
let us know.
Come to our Discord.
I would really like some details on that, and like a peek inside your life.
Which monster did it for you? You know,
the bunny.
The bunny did it. That's the one that really tipped him over the edge. Oh my goodness! Sorry, Pat. Anything else that we want to cover for today?
Oh, I think that's it, man.
Yeah, we're good for this one, and I think take us out, and then we'll go play some Diablo.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Pixel Perfect Gaming, episode 5.
Yeah,
episode 5. It's a shorter one. We apologize if it didn't quite. I'm losing it, Chris. I'm losing it. Help me.
Oh my God.
I'm Pat. He's Chris. Have a good day.